seems like the selling pressure has gotten arrested for now at this point.
Okay, so let's see how this plays out. I'm just going to go back to Max Health as well as HDFC AMC. Those are the blocks and they're taking place as we speak. The blocks that Nimesh had alerted us about. In Max Health, it is one of the promoter entities which is believed to be a seller this morning. Of course, we'll have the data only post-market hours today and we'll verify that. In HDFC AMC, the seller is again, market sources that the seller could be Standard Life. So those are the two major blocks of the morning that are taking place. Other than that, some of the other noticeable losers include Bharat Forge, CAMS, obviously a lot of the IT stocks which have been under pressure as well. On the upside, NBCC is reacting very well to the additional orders that it's been announcing. And you've still got Oberoi Realty, by the way, is trying to buck the morning weakness. It's up about 2.5%. So some of these stocks are trying to bounce back. The mid-cap index, by the way, is down now, less than 0.5%. Even the Nifty is trying to pull back from the initial opening gap down. A lot of metal stocks, very interesting, despite all the China turmoil, JSW Steel, Tata Steel, Hindalco. There's some buying that's emerging in metals once again. So Anuj, how do you sort of read the opening given the huge number of queues that we had to deal with today?
The first trade normally on days like today is to try a buy trade with yesterday's lowest stop. I think that's something that the algo traders or program traders normally try. So as I said, for me, yesterday's low is key, 17,576. If it holds, perhaps there could be short squeeze in the second half. If it doesn't, then more selling. So I think today is a day where you don't want to be in too much of a hurry because market could turn anytime. So just want to see the first hour and then take a call. I think the advanced decline is starting slightly on the weak side. SAIL, of course, is rallying because of this news report that could also be part of the divestment agenda. And I think some of these names like Gujarat Gas, etc., now that we are very close to that price hike, perhaps having fallen so much, are seeing some rally. But Mitesh, your thoughts on the market opening?
So much in line with the SGX, I think what is clearly visible on the trend side is that energy is doing very well. So stocks like ONGC, IOC, HPCL are holding out nicely. Power grid you can add to that, and on the weak side is IT stocks. I think they are going through a bout of profit booking. So we'll explore long zone, maybe power grid once it manages to get past the recent highs of 187, 188.
Okay, Mitesh, thanks a lot. We'll come back to you around 10 a.m. Nilesh Shah is joining us, the Managing Director and CEO of Envision Capital. Nilesh, good morning. Thanks a lot for joining us. Now, Nilesh, first thoughts on IT, because it's been a massive run and, the stocks have been re-rated like nobody's business over the last 2 years or so. First sign of profit taking, but your thoughts on this big rally, especially in the mid-cap IT stocks like Mphasis, Mindtree, Coforge.
Yes, Anuj, I clearly believe that the mid-cap IT segment does warrant caution at these kind of levels. There has been a massive re-rating, and clearly most of these mid-cap stocks in the technology service space are now trading at a huge premium to some of the bellwether, the larger IT cap stocks. So one has to be very careful of adding fresh positions or fresh names at these kind of levels. It looks like that the demand environment is still very, very strong. Most of the CEOs of some of these tier 2 IT services companies have been, in a way, saying that the demand environment has never been as good. But having said that, clearly the parameter or the variable to really watch out for is margins. If you look at it over the last maybe 4 quarters or so, margins have been at record highs. And it's unlikely that margins are going to sustain at these kind of levels. And so if a bit of slippages on margins happens, you could actually see a sharp correction in the stock prices of that, some kind of alignment of P multiples where some of these stocks fall in line with the valuations of some of the large cap peers. So I clearly believe that this is a time to kind of turn a little cautious on the technology services sector.
Okay, turn cautious on the technology sector. By the way, there is some buying that has started in a lot of these names, good quality names in the broader markets. Just take a look at Oberoi Realty, now up almost about 3% odd. SRF, which has been one of the biggest wealth creators in the market, is seeing some buying interest at lower levels. Apollo Hospitals, PI Industries, it's a classic list of all of those stocks that investors love and have made money in. They're putting fresh money to work every dip that they get a chance to get into. Nilesh, hi, good morning. How are you feeling about the markets now? Is this the way to approach it? That, make your basket of stocks, quality names and buy on every dip? or do you think now the time has come to raise cash levels a bit?
It's always hard to basically, try and raise cash levels and put that money back into the market. Rather than that, maybe the current market levels in a way calls for some bit of, sector rotation in terms of stock rotation. Maybe it's time to kind of take profits out of some stocks where you believe that maybe the underlying fundamentals may not be as robust as they are currently, where there could be pressures of margins. I think sectors like technology, specialty chemicals, and some of the other chemical names, or for that matter, some of the metals, steel. I think these are some of the pockets where the earnings have been very, very strong over the last few quarters, and that's largely been because of strong margins, which may not be sustainable. So maybe it's time to maybe rotate out of some of these strong sectors and get into some of the other sectors which have kind of, in a way, not yet participated so much in the market, and where you clearly believe that maybe over the next 2 to 3 years, the earnings growth could be even stronger, propelled by not just strong demand, but even better margins for them. So I think it's time to kind of at least do some bit of sectoral rotation.
Okay, Anilesh, good morning. So, one part of the market that's always dragged, whether you look at 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or the whole year, is the banking space. I mean, yes, the bank Nifty is up about 18-19%, but again, the Nifty is up 26%. This morning, a lot of the bigger banks are sort of struggling. So, I mean, what's your approach to lenders? Go back and look at more of the retail stories, or is it time to get more aggressive with the corporate-facing banks? Should one even consider PSUs? How are you cutting it up?
So the way, Surabhi, is that if you look at really the entire lending space, and there are two large set of opportunities. One is to kind of look at universal banks, and the other is to basically look at the specialized lenders. Clearly, for the universal lenders, it's not that the valuations are too attractive. Yes, of course, they've underperformed, but it's not the valuations are too attractive. Of course, they can form part of a portfolio to some extent, but otherwise, I don't see massive scope for alpha generation in the universal banks. And that's because they are the most vulnerable out there. Clearly, the kind of margins that they have enjoyed, or the spreads that they have enjoyed, is in a way now getting threatened with fintechs coming in, or with specialized lenders coming in, and things of that kind of, with abundant liquidity. So I clearly believe that universal banks have probably the most to lose, or are the most vulnerable, purely from a growth point of view. And that's kind of coming out in terms of, the year-to-date growth in banking credit. On the other hand, some of the specialized lenders in they look a lot more attractive. They probably look well poised for growth from here on. I mean, classic case, I think, is the housing finance segment. We like housing financiers. Clearly, there's a strong uptick in demand for real estate, in residential homes. Margins are back for some of them. Credit quality is turning better. So clearly, that's probably a much more attractive space to address versus the conventional universal banks.
Okay, some stocks are bouncing back, by the way, like SRF, and Pharma is making a bit of a comeback today. Torrent Pharma, Ipca Labs, Lupin,